They say there's more than one way to skin a cat, and I have to admit, I really wonder what the heck that means and why it's the example for there being more than one way to do things. Now, I suppose a Google search would give me the answer, but I just prefer to keep wondering. But anyway, check this out. 4 months ago, the company that picks up our trash changed hands, and everything went haywire. First, we got billed for new trash cans when we never asked for them in the first place. 2, our rate changed on bills we had already paid. And 3rd, they said that we were behind on payments that had already cleared the bank. It was a mess. And the same thing happened to my dad, who lives about a mile down the road. This is a classic story of catching more flies with honey, a saying I actually do understand. So here's what happened. My assistant calls the trash company. Now, Tanya is one of the nicest people you can meet. When you get on the phone with her, she brings the party. She's the kind of person that can make lifelong friends with people she's only met for 5 minutes. And get the idea? By the end of her phone call, she had Mabel, yes, great call center operator name, right? Had her laughing and agreeing to waive all the charges and give us the new cheap rate for the trash service. Score. My dad, on the other hand, had a different experience. After waiting on hold for 40 minutes, he was disconnected. Then he called back and waited even longer. Now, this didn't put my dad in the best of moods. You can imagine how that call went. The operator for the trash service ended the call by stating that they were not going to negotiate. So my dad solved it another way. He called the competitor and set up new service with them instead. After that, the original company tried their best to save the account, but in the words of my mom, your father wasn't exactly in the mood to negotiate either. So here's the thing. Both Tanya and my dad solved the problem. One solved it by being the party and bringing that to the conversation, and one did not. You might be thinking that one way was right, but the other way was wrong. But at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. What's important is that it got solved. One of the biggest values I find in our Agency Mastermind Facebook group is that I get exposure to different ways to solve problems. Someone asks a question, and then in an instant, there are so many good perspectives on solving it. The more options I have, the more problems I can solve. And that's the power of community. Have a question about how to run your web or digital agency. Feeling the burning desire to help others make choices about theirs. Here's what you got to do. Join our free Facebook group, the link below. And when you do, or if you're already in there, I'd love it if you asked your questions or answered someone else's.